Washington State Cougars welcoming in the Seattle U Red. Nixon, Darren George, Jason Garrettson throws it in the air tonight, and it's won by Seattle U. Washington State offense has not been a problem for the Cougars of late. They've been racking up the points. It's the defensive end that's cost a year ago, but really a dual threat as he gets a pass through a tight window from Emily Alaho. And Junsek Yo on the drive. A kick out, little space. Braden Maldonado, 3 last week for the Cougars. The freshman's been phenomenal. Maurer out of the corner. 3 rattles right around Austin Maurer for the bucket.
And watching the shoot around this morning and watching the...
Getting his inside game right. Malik Arrington, 70% foul shooter, hits the first.
Little things a point guard does, not normally looking for his own offense.
Last time out, he had 6 assists.
Charitable, they can give him a steal right there. And we're used to see, he's number 2 in steals in the WCCs.
Team 8th in the league, passing inside to Maurer. Now Maldonado getting it back baseline. And a foul on Jerome Morton, his second personal here early, and that's big for Washington. And one correction, earlier they gave a foul to Jerome Morton. It was actually for Ace Glass, so only the... Rahards-Vevers pulls the trigger on another 3, and he's got 2 early for Washington State.
Well, he's picking up right
consistently on a lot of tries. 3 the other way from Braden Maldonado, no good. Offensive rebound and putback for Will Heimbrodt.
Washington State could not throw the ball in the basket, so they had a lot of opportunities for offensive rebounds.
Will Heimbrodt just had the spin. Will Heimbrodt inside against Simon Hill today before they broke to their team huddle as they did a rebounding drill and everybody was boxing out, earning rebound. Rodriguez has to burn a timeout.
David Riley not going to be happy with that because it was...
Junsek Yo passing out for Malik Arrington for 3, and the Redhawks have the lead. Simon Hildebrand, shot clock low. Coming off a career-high 19 points, and he hits his first shot tonight. Inside out, John Christopoulos on the take, but he traveled.
Good look by Dan Christopoulos, an excellent
36 made in his career. Adria Rodriguez, stop and go to Simon Hildebrand, wide open. Transfer from High Point when they brought him onto the Palouse. Foul away from the ball.
You come into a totally new situation. Sometimes it's not easy to hit the floor running. And we still got one of their better players. We got another good crew.
Washington State has committed 7 fouls in the first 7 minutes. So Seattle. Simon Hildebrand spinning his way inside and then has it ripped away by Malik. Inside to Emmanuel Ugbo. Ugbo coming off his first double-figure scoring game in WCC play. Shoulders. Malik Arrington spots up for 3. Ends up short.
He started earlier in the year. He got 10 starts before they switched to Austin Maurer.
Out on Braden Maldonado. That's the second on Ugbo as we head to a timeout. Little early foul turnovers or whatever conference they're in, but he says you got to be middle of the pack, to be performing well, and that's not the case for Washington.
Call it the new Pac-12 next year.
Which is going to be a heck of a basketball league, by the way.
It's going to be an excellent league.
Yes. Seattle U daring him to shoot. Skip pass all the way over to Parker. Away, sizing up Ndie Okafor, goes to work with a righty hook, and it rolls off.
Can't get a better look than that.
He's had such a nice jump from last year to this year, right? As we see him bounce it off to Huron Dan, who's blocked.
For 2.
You're right, quick but not in a hurry. He was able to get that shot fake to get the space he needed, knowing that he still had a second more to work. Rahards-Vevers. Oh, he pays it off with a 3,
yes,
though, gets away with it.
Yep.
Largest lead. Favors trying to drive baseline, and he's blocked by Braden Maldonado.
I'll tell you what.
82% from the floor, almost 70% from 3, and they nearly got a 4th here from Rahards-Vevers in the first base of Miles Amos.
We've almost got a reversal of roles here. It's
and he gets fouled, shoved to the floor.
They have.
Alaho back to his left off the glass for 2.
Really?
Alaho puts a shoulder into it, spins back right, gets around Ndie Okafor, but the shot won't fall.
3 minutes, there's a deflection. Nice play by Malik.
Will Heimbrodt getting to it and finger rolls. Lead at 10 points.
The other thing that's really impressive, Washington State doing all this, basically had conference in block shots last year. He's a lot bouncier than you would think. Talk about bounce.
Now, rises up at the elbow on the step through, misses that.
Just to finish that up good.
Emmanuel Ugbo attracts a crowd inside, misses the hook shot.
To be collecting himself coming up the floor. I don't know whether he took a shot or not.
Skying up Andre Rodriguez. Both teams in an offensive stalemate right now, and Simon Hildebrandt, a hard foul as he...
To try and block the shot.
JoJo Murphy's the one who got the foul call. Washington State's almost halfway to its offensive output of the first meeting. Still some over Hards. Favors able to knock it to Ugbo. Ace glass right into his hands for three. Big opportunity for Washington State.
Maurer caught it and finished it easily.
Then poked out by Arrington. Another steal for him here in the first half. Maurer the...
But this was a really good decision. Bryant Maldonado, Maurer just caught it and laid it when he was playing for Auburn.
JoJo Murphy driving side of the lane, misses the lane. Santa Clara's had under Herb Sendek. Underneath, Hurandon! Over to Favors with a little space on the wing for three. Favors has his fourth of the first half. Through the basket on Favors' three. Over to JoJo Murphy out of the corner, and that circles the iron. Dan, and Andy Okafor now has 6 in the first half.
Really impressed with the offense.
Malik Arrington around Hurandon, misses it short.
Getting himself open for threes, couple cuts to the basket, transition.
In Washington State when they're clicking is that cohesive movement. Front end of the 1-and-1 for Andy Okafor, throws for Dan the other way. 60% on the season. Front end of the 1-and-1's good.
On the first one, in case that shot by Hurandon had missed.
Ball stolen away. JoJo Murphy. Another Washington State turnover in the half. They've had 6 more turnovers than Seattle U in the half. Andre Rodriguez cutting the corner.
Back it up with the score. That'll at least keep them within striking distance. There's been some big runs back and forth here.
Will Heimbrodt, JoJo Murphy off a screen for three. And it's out of bounds up over the top of the backboard.
But he's been unable to connect from downtown.
Being defended by Jun-Suk Yo. 2 seconds left. Yalaho baseline fadeaway. Hards Favors trying to get a hand in and steal it for Washington State, and he does deflect it off Braden Maldonado.
Yeah, Heimbrodt.
Okafor trying to get to work out of the double team. Ace glass. Could these be his first points? Yes. A 3-point. Maldonado scoops it. Will Heimbrodt for 3. And Washington State another rebound. Cougars have done
that's in that first game. They shot it so well, Seattle U, that it didn't matter that they couldn't rebound.
Favors going up fast. Favors at the line for 2 shots. 83% on the year, makes the first, along with 3 rebounds. He's working inside on Andy Okafor. Gets to a nice hook shot. At Andy Okafor. Maybe wants some payback. He gets to a righty hook. Hurandon stands tall.
Yeah, he did.
Braden Maldonado now the drive, and a teardrop off glass.
Still.
And a foul against Seattle U going for the rebound. It may be on Jun-Suk Yo.
Greg Nixon. He's going to go on Andy Okafor. They're going to verify it and take a look at it. But I believe what Greg Nixon saw was this is a big call now. Opportunity for Seattle U to get back in.
We'll show it here in just a second, and it's no doubt you're going to send Braden Maldonado. The Redhawks with Hurandon trying to get the basket underneath. Andy Okafor dives on it.
Got a couple of
Okafor. Important thing was he got the possession for Washington State. Hurandon with the foul. That Andy Okafor wants to take him. Okafor, how about that shot? That's a little different than what we're used to seeing from Will Heimbrodt. Jun-Suk Yo into traffic. Washington State.
4 Ace Glass is back on the floor with our photographers.
Jun-Suk Yo for 3. Washington State serve Okafor to the corner to Jerome Morton. Only 5 to shoot. Morton jab step 3. And Jun-Suk, great shot blocker. Second in the WCC 31 block shots this year. Ace Glass starting to waiting for his opportunity.
He's being patient.
Gets to the wing. There's a 3 for Maldonado right on key. To Hards Favors. Cougars cycle out high. Now 56% for the game. Maldonado skipping to the corner. Extra. Jun-Suk Yo on the drive. And Jun-Suk Yo 70% at the line this year. And he misses the first of 2 shots. Hildebrand picked
to Korea to play in high school, and then came back after that. Was that good?
Out to 3 for Emmanuel Ugbo off the mark. Ugbo's an able 3-point shooter. Crazy. Will Heimbrodt trying to shoulder down inside.
And both teams know their opponents very well.
It's 10-8 Seattle U so far in the second half. Out to Malik Arrington for 3. Andrea Rodriguez gets it back from Emmanuel Ugbo. Elbow pull up for Rodriguez. This guy was a 40% 3-point shooter in Spanish League. You're right, PJ. It's not like he doesn't have a shot. It just hasn't fallen this year.
No, in our games, you have to dress like a Coug.
Foul away from the ball. This will be against Seattle U.
He's in the game. The matchup's not quite as challenging.
Ace Glass, long 2.
Tough shot. Didn't need the timeout. They had the arrow. You have to realize whether the arrow's yours or not. It's not. And again, he had, I say only, he had 15 in the first.
Both teams shooting lower percentage here in this second half. Jun-Suk Yo's 3 short.
You don't want to be in the air unless you're shooting the ball.
Maldonado was in consecutive years 3-time state champion Cascade Christian in Oregon. Down there in Medford.
Wow.
Andy Okafor offensive rebound.
Washington State committed a lot of fouls early.
Favors split a pair earlier in the half.
Close, like they're going to maybe take the lead. Washington State has had an answer.
3rd foul, 4th. Emily Alaho passes up the 3-point shot. Is from underneath. Andy Okafor rising up at the free throw line. He's hit a
good win against Golden State in Dallas.
Emily Alaho out of bounds.
Nice defense by Felder. Didn't go for the pump fake. Forced a tougher shot from Jerome.
Ball on the wing. Comes off that screen for 3. Misses it. Seattle U, 2 of 16 from beyond the double team. To Ace Glass out of the corner pocket for 3.
Wow. How about the big guy? Was a foot away from the back.
Double-figure scoring game of his freshman season. 10 points now for him. Alaho trying to cut off the...
Washington State executing much better on the offensive end and not making free.
Malik Arrington. Ace Glass defending him inside and fouls. And in the act is shooting 2 shots for Arrington. 70% foul shooter, made 2 in the first half. And he makes the free.
Always been recognized. Oh boy, they're just hurting themselves on the free throw line. Big Sky, he made the all-defensive team.
Glass inside to Andy Okafor. Braden Maldonado's back in with 4 fouls, and Andy Okafor, easy finish over the top of some. Maldonado dodging to the right wing for 3. Just the 3rd make from beyond. Team comes. Who's the foul on?
Huron Dan is holding his stuff.
Huron Dan to come out and stick a hand in his face as he takes the 2nd foul shot. Makes that one. Andrea Rodriguez.
Huron Dan tried to roll to the basket. Rodriguez.
Long 4:21, you're telling me.
Seattle U wouldn't mind that.
Huron Dan. Washington State getting out of the press.
Yeah, barely, but they had trouble getting it in.
Double team comes. Pass stolen away by Malik Arrington.
Not easy.
Malik Arrington at the line after his steal, his 5th of the night, stole away on Washington State's 18th turnover of the night. There hasn't been a lot to complain about if you're
in the game. They didn't miss. They were 7 for 7 in the first half, but not in the second half.
Emily Alaho in.
The fouls don't matter.
Seattle U's got to give it one more push as Alaho misses the first. Braden Maldonado over to Will Heimbrodt.
Our turnovers or missed free throws.
To the corner, Rahard's face. Guys executed it. Down underneath Will Heimbrodt, nice finish under the basket.
Gonna run some clock.
Ace Glass as it's out to Emily Alaho, wide open for 3, just short.
Not Shabal. Now they certainly didn't defend the way Chris Victor's team has most of the year, but
defensive best for Washington State in terms of points allowed. Ace Glass knocking down both free throws. He has
win.
Will Heimbrodt loses it off his shoe, and that's back to Washington State. Braden Maldonado step back. He races for his own rebound. Jerome Morton pulls it away. A win tonight for the Cougars would get them into that conversation of a top 4 positioning in the WCC.